This might shock you to hear, but I don't watch any new TV shows or any films at all. That shocks a lot of people in my real life, right? They always ask me, well, why don't you watch modern entertainment? Why don't you watch this new series, this new film? Just watch Disney Plus. It's fine. Live a little. There are many reasons why I choose not to. Firstly, I think it's a big waste of time, and that's just my opinion, right? It's a big distraction from what's going on in the world. Secondly, every single male lead that I see now has become so feminine, so emasculated, it's embarrassing. And then thirdly, and that kind of relates to the second reason, the political agendas that are forced down everybody's throats in every single TV show and film now is so heavy, it's unbearable. You know, films don't even make the headlines any longer, and this is why I don't even have to watch them, because they're in the headlines all the time now. They don't make the headlines for being great films, they make the headlines for being stunning, brave, and progressive, and people being tired of it. And there's one generation, one demographic that is bombarded with all of this stuff, and it's the younger people, and we know why they do this. To indoctrinate them, create new traditional values and beliefs, create this new world built on progressive ideas, and in this case, just straight up lies. And I actually thought, right, Disney Plus or Disney had turned a corner. I thought they would, do a U-turn with all of this woke stuff. And maybe that's me being ignorant and being naive, because you see how much money they're losing and how tired everybody is of what they push in their films. I thought some common sense would be thrown into the equation, but nope, it's gotten worse. Disney decided to create a soft reboot of a series that goes by the name of The Proud Family, and just to make sure everybody knows it's a reboot and they should watch it, they've attached Louder and Prouder to the end. And just by that name, really, you should know something woke, stunning, brave is going to appear, and well, lo and behold, it has. There is one scene that is going viral all over social media because Disney, this TV show, heavily pushed in one scene anti-white propaganda. And it's not just a load of people getting angry over a small comment. It is so heavy and so apparent that they want to remind everybody that white people are just so evil and everything they do is just so awful. You know, it's the in thing right now. I'm not going to explain it any longer. I'm just going to allow you to watch it. Enjoy.
This country was built on slavery, which means slaves built this country. Tilled this land from sea to sea to sea. First there was rice, tobacco, sugar cane. Then Whitney did his thing and cotton became king. And we were its soldiers, 4 million strong, fighting for America's freedoms, even though we remained America's slaves. Built this country. The descendants of slaves continue to build it. Slaves built this country. And we, the descendants of slaves in America, have earned reparations for their suffering. And continue to earn reparations every moment we spend submerged in the systemic prejudice, racism, and white supremacy that America was founded with and still has not atoned for. Slaves built this country. Not only field hands, but carpenters, masons, blacksmiths, musicians, inventors built cities from Jamestown to New Orleans to Banneker, Washington. 40 acres and a mule. We'll take the 40 acres, keep the mule. We made your families rich. From the southern plantation heirs to the northern bankers to the New England ship owners, the founding fathers, former presidents, current senators,
the Illuminati, the New World Order.
Slaves built this country. We had Tubman, Turner,
Frederick D.
Didn't they say Lincoln freed the slaves?
But slaves were men.
And women. And only we can free ourselves. Emancipation is not freedom. Jim Crow, segregation, redlining, public schools feeding private prisons, where we become slaves again. As we celebrate Juneteenth for the umpteenth time, our account is still outstanding. Cause this country was built on slavery, which means slaves built this country. And we demand our 40 acres and a mule. Bump that! You can keep the mule.
Keep the 40.
We're taking our freedom.
Yeah. That's very concerning to me that that's the idea. That's the beliefs they're pushing onto kids and adults as well, right? Because there'll be some adults who watch this, who watch kids' TV shows, etc., etc. But they're still telling everybody that your country, America, and even our country, England, and you know what, the UK, we always get told this, it was all built, the uprising of these Western nations was built on the slave trade. I'll say now, everybody knows the slave trade was a disgusting thing. It should have never have happened. It's a terrible thing. Everybody condemns it as they should. But to then push heavily in a kids' TV show that essentially all white people are evil and their country is terrible is completely unacceptable. And I saw Ben Shapiro say it in his video. How does a child, how does a person come away from that TV show not hating their country and thinking it's evil and thinking all white people are just so racist and so evil and white supremacy is still in today? How do they come away not thinking that? That's what they want though, right? They want people hating their country. They want people hating everybody. Social media, entertainment industries are raising people built on hate and resentment, and that hate and resentment gets pushed onto people that had nothing to do with the thing they're supposedly angry over. And then the TV show itself says, we want reparations. Okay, you want reparations for things that happened many, 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 many years ago. You want money for those things. Where does that money go? What does that solve? You get put on a moral high ground and then you end up spending it on materialistic things. It doesn't help anybody. But this is the card they always have to play. They always have to play the race card, right? Because they know if people weren't so divided over it and everybody came together, a lot of issues would get solved, and they don't like that fact, right? The agenda being pushed is everybody just has to be so divided. These people want people to apologize for things they had nothing to do with, right? Apologies are getting thrown out left, right, and center to the point where they don't mean anything anyway. It's like, Oprah, you have a car. Everybody wants reparations. If you go down that road, it's a never-ending road, because where do you stop? Because it doesn't get to the end result people want. Because people will keep on asking for more things and more things. This doesn't end how people think it ends. I say this a lot, I always say this doesn't end how people think it does, right? People think all of this stuff, if they get what they want, ends in sunshine, rainbows, it'll be a stunning time. No, it will end with all of us fighting each other for the rest of time. That's what these people want, right? And that's what they're pushing into these TV shows. That's what they're pushing onto kids. They want kids to believe this stuff. They are pushing anti-white propaganda in TV shows and films, and in education, let's say. They're pushing critical race theory, which is basically just anti-white propaganda anyway. They're just rewriting history as they go along. There's a very, very famous book that talks about this, 1984, you all know which book I'm talking about, right? But they rewrite history to suit their own agendas, to suit their own narratives. And to have these views in the UK and England, I'll tell you now, is very isolating, because I sit here, and you sit there as well. I think America are talking about this a lot more, but I sit here and I see what's going on, and I'm like, do you not see what agenda that's being pushed? They're literally rewriting history in front of your eyes, and nobody cares, nobody bothers, right? Because people my age, because I'm still pretty young, are focused on going out partying, doing drugs, watching Netflix, watching Disney Plus, and they just consume it all. And I'm sat there like, yeah, do you not see that? And that's why I get the question that people pose to me in my real life. They're like, well, why don't you just watch it? It's a bit of fun. It's just a film. Nah, I see what's going on, and I refuse to partake in it. But what is your opinions, ladies and gentlemen, on the anti-white propaganda being pushed in a kids' TV show? I would like to know. I'm sure you have the same opinions as me. If you have enjoyed today's video, then please, for me, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that big red subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Please, for me, make sure to always, always have a great day and stay safe. I'm out. Peace.